afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and to all our viewers. You're watching DPO 101, brought to you by EDM and Partners, Data Privacy and Consulting Inc. Here we discuss everything about data privacy. I am Atty. Arnel Di Mateo, and I am your host for today's segment. Today is the fourth episode of DPO 101, and we will be talking about data privacy in the insurance industry. We are fortunate to have a very important guest who is a compliance and data privacy officer for an insurance company. She will help us discuss the topic privacy in the insurance industry. Let's all welcome Attorney Jille Audrey Ola. Hi, Attorney Jille.
Hello, Attorney Nell. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Kamusta?
Ito, okay lang.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. And we're glad that we have you today for this very important topic of ours.
Thank you also for inviting me today.
So, gaano ka na ba katagal sa insurance industry?
4 years.
4 years, so matagal-tagal na rin yun, no? So, sa insurance industry, gaano ka-importante ang data privacy?
Okay. Importante ang data privacy sa insurance industry because we are collecting personal information from our clients. This is in order for us to be able to provide the proper quotation as well as to issue policy and process their claims. So, for instance, if the client wants to avail of a life insurance, we need to obtain certain information from them, such as the age, the date of birth, as well as some health information. So another point why data privacy is important in the insurance industry is because of the concept of trust. Trust is important in insurance companies as compared to the other businesses because insurance companies are selling the promise that in case that the client, for instance, died or there is an accident, so the promise that they will be able to claim dun sa insurance policy nila, ito yung importante sa industry. Hence, we need to value the data privacy of our clients in order for us to be able to maintain the trust of our clients as well. So, yun po yun.
So, that's yung data na to, for the insurance business, data is very indispensable.
Yes.
So,
Kailangan
without it, you can't issue any insurance policy.
Yes.
So, kanina may nabanggit ka na mga data na kino-collect nyo, like the name, ganyan. So, ano ba yung mga types of data that you collect? So, you have personal data. Meron din bang mga sensitive personal information?
Yes. So we collect personal information. So yung mga ordinary ones like the name, address, and contact numbers of our clients. Then we also collect sensitive information. So in some instances, we collect the health information of our clients. So if for instance, pag personal accident insurance siya or life insurance, we also collect the IDs of these individuals.
So kailan nyo kino-collect yung data na to? Kasi di ba, kapag nag-apply ng insurance, yun na ba yun? Pag nag-apply sila ng insurance, yun na ba yung last collection of data?
No, this is actually the first time. Actually, bago pa sila, before the client will be able to avail the services during the quotation pa eh. Kasi baka ayaw pala nila doon sa quotation ng insurance company. So, on that aspect, meron na doon initial collection. Then, in case of claim, kapag nag-claim na yung client sa amin, we also require some information or documents that may contain personal information. So, halimbawa, personal accident yon, so we might ask for medical records of that individual.
Okay.
Yes.
So, saan nyo naman nire-retain yung mga data na kino-collect nyo?
Okay, so depende siya. If it's a hard copy of the document, so halimbawa yung forms namin, it is, we already have a database, a physical storage in our company. So pag, what do you call this? Soft copy naman siya, it is actually recorded in our internal database. So sa IT naman na side siya tinatabi or nire-retain.
Kasi syempre, di ba, pwede na rin ngayon mag-apply ng insurance online, tama?
Yes. In
Kapag,
that aspect naman, sorry.
yes. Oo.
Oo.
Itong halimbawang ganyan na nagko-collect kayo ng data, whether offline or online,
Yes.
meron bang mga challenges kayo na hinaharap when you collect and ask for this data?
Okay. For the challenges nun, let's start with the physical, no? Ang peculiar kasi sa insurance industry is that we collect the information through our intermediaries. So, yung mga agents namin, yung mga brokers namin, we collect from them. So, ito kasi yung kausap talaga ng mga kliyente. So, yung challenge namin in collecting the data would be, kompleto ba yung data na mabibigay sa amin itong mga intermediaries? And whereas, with respect to data privacy, informed ba yung clients namin kung kanino mapupunta yung data that they will collect? So, insofar naman sa mga online, halimbawa sa online applications natin sa websites, ang challenge namin dito would be to secure the data when it is transferred from the website papunta sa system. Kasi ngayon, medyo marami na ring issue ng cybercrime. So we need to assess whether our website are vulnerable ba sa mga ganitong risk. So yun yung mga tinitingnan namin at binabantayan namin every day.
I see. Okay, so very important yun, no, na complete tapos accurate yung mga data na binibigay nila. Kasi if it's incomplete and kulang, hindi accurate yung data, of course, hindi magpo-proceed yung transaction nila, right?
Yes.
So, paano nyo kinukuha yung consent? Paano nyo na-ensure na si data subject ay pumayag siya na i-process yung kanyang personal data?
Paano ba? So, what we actually did, kasi, diba, kailangan na talaga yung consent ngayon. We updated our forms, yung physical form namin as well as yung mga online, to include data privacy clauses, wherein nandun yung concept of consent. Na, for instance, there is actually a tick box in our form that will signify whether or not the client agreed na doon sa processing activities na gagawin ng insurance company. So parehas yan, physical and online.
So for your intermediaries, sa mga agents, sa brokers, ganun din. So they have to ensure na ma-accomplish yung consent form na yun?
Yes, actually we provided them with our physical form kasi yun naman yung magagamit nila. Then they need to check ng mabuti yung completion ng mga forms na yon. If for instance naman, we have halimbawa mga partners na meron silang portals that they're actually using to issue policies, pati yon, they need to provide all of the information needed before they will be able to proceed with the transaction.
Are there instances na the transaction can proceed even without the consent of the data subject, or yung processing activity nyo ay ginagawa nyo pa rin without the consent?
Yes, attorney. We're processing the personal information of our clients even without the consent because naka-anchor naman siya sa ibang lawful processing under the law. For instance, the client will avail an insurance policy with us. That is a contract of insurance. So that is our basis why are we going to process the personal information. So that we'll be able to service that insurance policy. On the other hand, we also, other lawful basis namin would be compliance with the regulatory requirements or the law. Because insurance industry is actually heavily regulated. It is regulated by the Insurance Commission, because it is an insurance industry, insurance companies, as well as the AMLA, because insurance companies are covered institution. So we collect information to comply with these requirements.
So even without their consent, if you are to comply with a legal obligation as mandated by the Insurance Commission and then the Anti-Money Laundering Council, you can process their data.
Yes.
Meron tayong tinatawag na KYC, di ba? Kapag sinabi mong KYC, merong mga mandated information ka na dapat i-collect, no? Ano ba itong
Yes.
KYC?
Okay, KYC, or the Know Your Customer, or actually it's customer due diligence, is a requirement under the AMLA, or the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Ang purpose niya is to ensure na kilala namin kung sino yung kliyente namin. So, may minimum tayo na information dyan, which would actually, kapag nakita natin, may not be related doon sa policy na kinukuha natin. Halimbawa, motor car policy. Kasama sa mga KYC information is the place of birth, the date of birth of that individual, which is actually, kung iisipin mo, sa motor car policy is not necessary. So, in that aspect, why do we collect it? It's because we need to comply with the requirements of AMLA.
So, under the AMLA, enumerated doon yung mga data that you need to collect.
Yes.
So, without it, may hirapan kayo mag-comply doon sa sinasabi ng anti-money laundering law.
Yes, actually, yun siya.
Among the insurance industries, pare-parehas na ba yung level of compliance? Paano na nagko-comply ngayon yung iba't ibang insurance industry? Iba't ibang insurance company?
Okay. Depende kasi siya, attorney. Kasi meron tayong mga insurance companies that since then is complying with the data privacy law kasi multinational sila. So meron silang it is existent on the assisting on the other jurisdiction. So madali lang sa kanila yung compliance with the data privacy. Ngayon dun sa mga bago naman, halimbawa mga local insurance companies, I guess doon sa last na discussion namin with the National Privacy Commission, of the same level na nagtatry na talagang mag-comply lahat. So, I can say naman, it's safe to say na they are complying with the data privacy.
Is there a common privacy code na fina-follow yung mga insurance companies?
Actually, as of now, wala. I believe may project yan kasi one of the sectors na in-establish ni NPC is the sector for the life insurance industry as well as the non-life. So, it is one of the project ng mga sectors. So, as of now lang, wala pa rin lang na-establish. So, depende pa rin kami, we follow pa rin yung generic na, yung sa main law natin, Data Privacy Act.
I see. So, speaking of the generic provisions of our law, yung Data Privacy Act, meron tayo yung mga data privacy principles na dapat sundin, no? So, we have 3 data privacy principles. So, paano ba to ino-observe sa insurance industry?
Okay, so the 3 data privacy principles are transparency, legitimate purpose, and proportionality. So I'll start with the transparency, attorney. Kailangan kasi, pag sinabi natin transparency, inform si client. Paano pinaprocess yung data? What are the information that you will collect from them? Hanggang saan natin i-retain yung data? Hanggang kailan? So what we did is we updated or we created our privacy notices. Yung privacy notices namin describe the processing activities of the insurance companies. These are posted in our website, in our actually sa iba naman ina-attach din, it's attached on the policy talaga na ini-issue para aware din sila. We also updated our forms to include, yun nga sinabi ko kanina, the data privacy clauses, the clause and the consent clause para aware si data subject paano natin
so meron ng mga fine print wordings.
Yes, actually hindi na nga masyadong fine print kasi para alam talaga ni data subject yung ginagawa natin.
Then of course you also explain it to them.
Yes. Actually yun nga kasi 'di ba we deal with third-party providers, we have the agents and the brokers. So advise sila that in case na may question ang client sa processing activities ng insurance company, dapat alam nila how to explain. So, para transparent tayo. Then also, sa websites natin, sa websites naman ng mga insurance companies, nandun din naman yung contact number ng mga data protection officers. So, they can actually talk to the DPO through email or through phone para in case na may mga questions sila regarding sa processing of their personal information.
Mhm.
Then, on the other hand, yung sa legitimate purpose naman, as I discussed kanina, ang basis namin for processing personal information is consent that is applicable in so far as to marketing campaigns. So, kapag pumayag ka lang na makareceive ng new information about new products, doon ka lang namin i-inform.
Yeah. So
Then, we
you
have
have to stress that, no? Kasi di ba
yes.
under the DPA, if it's for a marketing purpose, you really have to get the consent of the data subject.
Yes. Actually, attorney, kung ano nga, yan yung talagang struggle. Kasi bago yan sa industry. I think all of the industries talaga, yan din yung problem. Kasi dati, basta magbigay ka ng information, you can do whatever you want. This time, you need to balance it. Hindi na pwedeng basta-basta pwede kang mag-process ng information. Dapat, kung outside yan sa legitimate business mo, yung ordinary course of business mo, dapat you get the consent of that individual. So, yun. And proportionality, ito din. Actually, lahat ng mga insurance companies reviewed and changed their application form. Dapat kasi proportion siya. So, yun nga
meron
lang.
na kayong mga data na inalis?
Yes. Opo. Kasi meron kasi doon na hindi na kailangan on that aspect. So, more or less, dapat hindi na siya needed. So, pero medyo madami pa rin kasi as what I've said a while ago, we're complying with AMLA. So, minimum pa rin, at least, I think, 11 information na more or less hindi related din sa policy. So, we still need to collect those.
So yung insurance companies, considered kayo na personal information controllers. Kasi you require information, then you determine what type of data should be collected in the conduct of your business.
Yes.
So under the DPA, you are required to implement security measures.
Yes.
So paano kayo nag-implement ng mga security measures? Ano yung mga ginagawa nyo to comply and to enforce these measures?
Okay. Nung start ng nung journey namin sa data privacy, ang first thing na ginawa namin is the appointment of the DPO or the Data Protection Officer. So this person is actually important para focus para makapag-comply yung company sa Data Privacy Act. Since insurance industry is also a critical sector as provided by the National Privacy Commission, we are also required to register our processing activities sa NPC. So we also do that. And
sa mga sa data protection officer, commonly ba sa insurance companies, lawyers ang DPO?
No. Actually, depende Kasi meron akong mga during mga discussions namin, pag nagkikita-kita yung mga nasa insurance sector, meron doon galing din ng IT, meron galing HR. So, depende As long as kung sino yung sa tingin ng company can be able to can be able to implement the Data Privacy Act sa company nila.
I see. Pero in terms of the position, may rango ba kayo na nire-recommend? Ano dapat ang rango ng mga data protection officer?
Not necessarily. Kasi what we actually, sabi ko wala rin namang code pa rin sa industry. So, ang basis pa rin namin would be the issuances of the National Privacy Commission. What is important is yung position, yung tao na i-assign mo as a DPO is organic dun sa company and alam niya talaga yung nangyayari o yung mga processing activities ng company na yun. So, hindi pa pwedeng bago lang siya. Dun sa sa company.
So kahit papaano kilala na niya yung industry nyo, tapos alam na niya yung mga processing activities.
Yes.
Okay.
So aside from that, we also assessed our processing activities. It is through the privacy impact assessment. So we, as what I've said kanina, we recorded our processing activities. So ang next step na ginawa namin dito, we assess ano ba yung mga risks dito sa mga processing activities na to. That actually help us to establish ano dapat yung mga security measures na dapat namin ilagay or implement para ma-address tong risk na to mitigate or para ma-avoid yung ganitong risk.
Normally sa PIA, sino ang involved dyan sa inyo?
Sa amin is actually the process owner. So kami sa mga per department talaga. So halimbawa sa HR, so ito yung HR head namin. So kung sa IT, yung IT head namin. So with the help of the DPO. Minsan, pag marami talaga yung mga processing activities within that particular department, nakasegregate pa rin siya per unit nung department na yon para lang makita din talaga at matutukan ano talaga yung risk doon sa process.
I see.
So yun, aside from that, breach management, this is important kasi mahirap. So, para makakomply kami sa Data Privacy Act, we should have a breach management procedure. Attorney Nel, kasi this is because yung industry kasi namin, tawag dito, yung workforce namin, kalat-kalat. Merong mga account executive na umaalis talaga sa company. Tapos yun nga, meron kami mga intermediaries. So, the possibility na magkaroon ng breach sa kung saan endpoint, possible siya. So, ito yung tinitingnan namin na kailangan ma-address namin na maiwasan yung breach on these aspects.
How about the awareness? So, paano nyo kinocultivate yung culture of privacy among all employees na involved sa data processing?
Okay. We conduct privacy training every year, actually. First, for the new employees, aware na dapat sila about data privacy. So we discussed ano yung mga dapat nilang gawin to protect the data. Then, we also have trainings for the existing employees. So, para na-refresh sila. We understand kasi that ito given talaga na ang vulnerability talaga ng company hindi sa system majority of the time it's because of employees negligence. So kailangan kasi ngayon i-switch natin yung culture na pwede na lang nating pabayaan yung data. Na okay lang na magkaroon ka ng multiple copies without checking kung sobra na yung nagawa mong copy. So this time we instill to our employees na hindi na yun basta-basta. Dapat whenever you process personal data, you think it as if information mo yun. Ano ba yung mga dapat hindi ko ginagawa kung information ko to? So that's one thing. So kailangan talaga paulit-ulit na nire-remind sila. Actually, in some at least so far as our company is concerned, we also do FAQs or infographics. We send it from time to time para lang ma-remind sila of the importance of the data privacy. Actually, ngayon important yun kasi, ngayon work from home. Hindi natin na-monitor talaga yung data kung paano mag-behave ang mga employees. So, ito talaga, mas binabantayan namin.
Paano nyo ina-assess yung employees? Like, kung alam ba nila yung data privacy? Kasi minsan yung iba, attend ng training or mag-open lang online ng training, pero hindi talaga nila naintindihan.
Actually, meron naman ding assessment every other training. Tapos we do compliance check from time to time. So kapag pupunta kami sa department, isa nagtitingnan din namin. Halimbawa, we have the shredding policy. Dapat wala ka talagang nakatabi na mga documents containing personal information na hindi na kailangan. Diba? Yung mga trash. So, when we visit them, titingnan namin bakit ganito. Sinabi na namin na we should follow the shredding policy of the company. So, kailangan kasi ang importante, visible ka sa kanila, na pinapansin mo sila. Kasi pag hindi naman, lang yan. Importante lang yan kapag may trainings. It's actually a day-to-day activity of the DPO or the data privacy team to actually ensure na talagang these employees will follow our security procedures.
So what if yung mga employees nagkamali? Hindi nila masunod yung kanilang inaral on data privacy. How do you discipline them? What measures do you do?
Actually, dahil nga we need to comply with the Data Privacy Act, we updated our HR policies. So depende sa gravity nung ginawa nung violation ng employee. So, meron na kaming nakaset na penalty. So, it could be warning, written reprimand, or possible suspension. Depende sa yung damage sa company or halimbawa, unauthorized disclosure. Gano'ng karami yung data na involved. So, kasi minsan, hindi yun din, para ma-instill din sa mga employees na importante siya kasi baka walang ngipin kapag sabi lang, comply ka lang. Pero yun nga. So, yun.
So, in-embed nyo na siya sa sa HR policy.
Yes.
So that way, yung empleyado, aware siya na kailangan talaga sundin yung sinasabi ng Data Privacy Act. I agree with you, no? Na without those disciplinary measures, kung hindi kayo makapag-define ng offenses and yung mga consequences, hindi nila siseryosohin.
Yes.
Especially, yun nga, pag nagko-collect ng data, di ba? So, syempre, dapat accurate yan. Kasi meron situation na may mga data subject na hindi accurate yung data na sinasubmit nila.
Yes, actually.
So, in relation to that, meron ba kayong mga na-encounter na mga fraud sa insurance related to data privacy?
Related to data privacy, at insofar as the collection is concerned, wala pa. I mean, yung mga issues namin would be data privacy related na after the collection na sa ibang aspect na ng processing activities. But what are the things that we watch out for pag fraud? We have yung policyholder fraud. So, in case that the client will disclose wrong information, so yun, we watch for it. Also, the claims fraud, kapag may mali ka sa mga documents or you do fraudulent things with respect to your, in so far as your claims is concerned. So, tinitingnan natin yan. We also monitor intermediary fraud. Mamaya, in connivance si agent or si broker kay client. So, tinitingnan din namin tong mga gantong sitwasyon. So, importante talaga na ma-verify siya ng insurance company. Hindi lang basta mag-rely doon sa intermediaries mo or doon sa binigay ng data subject. Dapat check din natin kasi dapat, yun nga, kailangan complete as well as accurate yung data.
So in terms of your intermediaries, yung mga agents nyo, mga brokers, paano nyo sila mino-monitor? Meron ba silang undertaking na ina-execute para mag-comply din sila sa data privacy?
Actually, attorney, for our agents or brokers, we execute data sharing or data outsourcing agreement with them. Kasi kailangan nakalay down doon yung mga obligations nila. Kasi which is signed, ganito talaga, para executed talaga, para we can actually enforce na they need to follow the Data Privacy Act. One of the important features of the agreement that we have with them is the right of the disclosing party or to audit the the recipients, the receiving parties data privacy policies or yung mga ginagawa nila to comply with the Data Privacy Act. On the other hand, for the receiving party, halimbawa sa amin kasi we collect the data from the data subject. Meron din kami namang right to demand na dapat informed talaga yung mga clients on the processing activities of our insurance companies. Ayun.
So paano kung hindi sila pumayag? Ayaw nilang pirmahan yung kasi yung Data Privacy Act, lang to, 2012. Tapos yung implementation niya, fully na implement siya beginning 2017, di ba? So, yung mga old intermediaries and agents, hindi sila sanay. So, paano kung ayaw nilang mag-execute ng ganyang undertaking?
Actually, worst natin is huwag tayo makipag-deal sa kanila, yung mga ganang sitwasyon. Kasi at the end of the day kasi, controller tayo ng information. So we need to ensure na lahat ng ka-deal natin with respect to the processing of personal data will comply with the Data Privacy Act. On some instances naman, pag ayaw lang nila ng contract, then a simple undertaking, a conformal letter, or any document that will signify na they will comply with the Data Privacy Act. Yun yung isa nating remedial measure doon, pag ayaw nila ng full document.
Yes, saka minsan talagang ang basis ng refusal yung hindi nila alam yung batas. So, ini-include nyo ba sila sa mga trainings?
Yes, we also conduct training sa mga agents namin. Minsan sa mga onboarding natin for the agents, isa yan sa mga dinidiscuss, Data Privacy Act.
So without it, kung hindi nila alam yan, hindi nyo muna sila ina-onboard to be your agents.
Yes.
Saka normally, ang mga agents, hindi lang naman isang insurance company ang hawak, di ba?
Yes.
So kung among the insurance companies, meron ng same understanding that we have to comply with the Data Privacy Act, mas nagkakaroon ng ipin yung compliance. So itong si agent na ano na rin siya, parang na-force na rin siya na sumunod.
Yes, actually, ganun na lang din yung ano natin. So parang actually during our discussion with the other DPOs, yan din yung move na we insist na dapat merong contract or we insist na dapat alam ng agents natin na they need to comply with the Data Privacy Act. Actually, to reiterate, to discuss lang din Attorney Nell, ito kasing the Insurance Commission also released a circular na even the agents and the brokers should comply with the Data Privacy Act. Pero syempre, we need to change our industry at some aspect. Alam naman natin yan. So, traditional kasi talaga ang insurance industry. So, medyo, at some extent, mabagal din. So, ang push is nasa mga ka-deal nila na insurance companies.
So, that's good, no? At least si Insurance Commission, yung nakakatulong din siya na ma-implement yung Data Privacy Act.
Yes.
Kasi the National Privacy Commission, although they are the agency primarily responsible to monitor compliance, lahat talaga dapat ng government agencies mapasunod nila yung data privacy within the parties na nire-regulate nila.
Yes.
So, do you have any advice sa mga insurance company about the importance of compliance, data privacy?
We need to follow kung ano yung compliance framework ng National Privacy Commission because yung 5 pillars na binigay nila, enough na yun para dun sa minimum na compliance natin. Now, ang gagawin na lang natin is to improve them. Hindi naman siya isang bagsakan lang na compliance. Dapat may masimulan tayo na i-address kung gusto talaga nating mag-comply sa Data Privacy Act. And also, it's actually a competitive advantage or a business strategy kung magko-comply tayo sa Data Privacy Act. Kasi ang appearance nito sa industry or sa mga clients, we value yung data privacy nitong individual na to. So therefore, more or less, they will value yung policy na i-issue nila sa inyo, sa mga kliyente. So, yun yung tinitingnan natin na one of the advantages of the Data Privacy Act, compliance with the Data Privacy Act.
And that's good, no? Thank you very much, Attorney Jille. So I'm sure yung mga insurance companies within the industry, naunawaan nila yung importance ng data privacy. So without compliance, mahirapan din sila na makakuha ng kliyente kasi the data, that's very personal sa mga individuals. So kapag na-violate yung data na yan, yung business mo rin na maapektuhan.
Yes.
So I hope we could invite you again later on other topics. Maybe kapag merong another issue on insurance industry compliance on data privacy, you could provide us more inputs.
Yes, attorney. It's okay.
Thank you very much.
Just contact me. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Please join us again next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. here at DPO 101, everything about data privacy. Like us on Facebook at ADM Data Privacy, and let us know if you have comments or if you have suggestions for proposed topics, proposed stories, or speakers that you want us to feature. Let us know. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you.